Do you think that's air you're breathing now, Neo? Do you think your physical body has anything to do with your digital body in this digital realm? What's up, guys? It's your boy, the Badwolf. All right, so just a little Morpheus intro, because remember, we're living in the Matrix. This particular video is going to be the USA passport versus the world passport. Now, this has come up a couple times. People have asked me, should I get this? Can I get this? Is it legal? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it a scam? Whatever else. All right, so we're going to kind of break this down. First of all, let's get the white wolf out of the room here. Of course, the USA passport is legit. There's two different citizenship statuses on there that cover either the corporation U.S. citizens and all the rest of the American nationals out there. Okay, so zoom, easy peasy. That's good to go. Good. 99.99% of anywhere in the world, except for some of our enemies. So screw them. No treaty with you. But treaty with the U.S. and all the rest of our brothers and nations out there. Here's a hug from the Bad Wolf and his nation to all of you guys. Now, the world passport. Okay, let's take a look. All right, so in searching on the world, and some of you guys may not know what the world passport is, and don't worry about that. We're going to cover that. But essentially, it's a fantasy travel document sold by the World Service Authority, a nonprofit organization founded by Gary Davis in 1954. Okay? So, now keep in mind, his company is called the World Service Authority. According to the World Service Authority website, some world passports have reportedly been accepted on a case-by-case basis by over 180 countries, i.e., or an example, they have been stamped with a national visa or entry or exit stamp, and according to the World Service Authority, some countries in the past accorded the document legal recognition. So what's really going on here, people, from the Bad Wolf, is that this guy on his own formed a nonprofit and is issuing his own passports. Though they look somewhat legit and many countries have accepted them, they're not accepted worldwide. That does not mean they're a scam, but it's also no different than if somebody were to issue their own passports, well, on their own, or for their own nation, or if the Wolf Nation, the Levitica Nation did it, or the whoever, Northern Cali Girl Nation, or whoever else, Floridians, or whatever else. You can create your own documents, okay? But does that mean you can leave the United States of America with it, or the U.S.? Yeah, you can. Will you get back in? Will the other nation take you, like Canada or Mexico? Okay? You better have some backup documents. All right, because if you don't, you might get caught somewhere in between the mix. At least the good thing is typically they're just going to deport you back to your country that is your origin. So for some of you, the U.S., and for the rest of us, the United States of America. All right, so if we go over here to Wikipedia, essentially they talk about when you got started, being issued. They do put their own type of WSA codes on here, or MRZ codes, things that can be scanned by the system. Okay, and if you go here, it says notable acceptances. So they've actually posted the places that will take that passport. So it's not like it's fake. So can somebody out there create their own passport? Yes, but if you really want, and this is just me saying this, so education purposes only, entertainment, if you will. Are you not entertained? You better make sure that places like the Department of State know what you're doing so that they can put their stamp of approval on it, because they have a little bit deeper pockets, a little bit more muscle, and they got that motsy, okay? Sometimes you have to work with the big boy on the block if you want to do that thing, you know what I'm saying? So just looking at it here, Burkina Faso, Ecuador, Mauritania, which Mauritania, that's the home of the Atlanteans, or used to be. Um, Tanzania, Tonga, Zambia. These are all places that apparently have taken these places, these passports from people going to these places, rather, excuse me. And apparently, if you go to their main website, you can find a list of the other 180 countries. So, there you have it. It is in fact legit. It is just not world recognized. But that's also to say, like my nation here, I'm not world recognized, but it's legit. And there are other micronations around the world who have recognized me. So in fact, you're good there, but that doesn't mean everybody has to play ball with you. All right. So it also lists here notable rejections. All right. So Gary Davis, by 1975, Gary Davis, the creator of this, had already been detained 20 times for his attempt to cross into international borders with the world passports, because the world passport is not issued by a competent, they say, government authority, and thus does not meet the definition of a passport. Okay? Apparently you got hemmed up in St. Petersburg. Well, I don't even know why you want to go to Russia in the first place, but if you do, definitely don't want to go with no half-stepping passport. Looks like Sweden, Latvia, Belarus, whatever else. And it says the United States Department of State's official position on the world passport is that it is a booklet produced by a private organism or organization upon payment of a fee and not a passport. Okay, and so here they said that a man who had felony convictions for all kind of bad stuff tried to use one of these to get in other countries because he was like, oh, if I can just pay you to have one and do whatever I want to do, and this guy is a major bad guy here. Yeah, that's why they only issue them to people who are of upstanding, quality from recognized governments, and not just anybody can make theirs. That's why they all got together and said, hey, we won't let our scumbags go to your country, and you don't let your scumbags come to our country, okay? Make sure you know who you're giving it to. That's why they have these papers and these checks, and make sure your documents are good and all your information crosses. It's not so much that it is control, but they want to make sure that, you're not on a plane with somebody who's got something that's going to make it go, they're trying to minimize that. So keep that in mind, guys. It says here that also refugees and people who are stateless, who gave up all their citizenships to do their own thing, have been trying to use them. Now remember, guys, you can create your own identification, so that's not the problem with this. It's that each country has its own set of rules, laws, and regulations. And when you go to another country, you guys might think it's just crossing over a line or stepping on somebody's property. But if you don't own it, that person is the king, queen, potentate, or whatever else, and they get to decide who can come in, who can't. So when the major countries all get together and say, we are only going to issue identified documents, authentic documents, and whatever else, there's a reason for those things, which you as well can do with your property if you own it. Okay? So that's really it in a nutshell, guys. So should you take anybody else's passports? I'm going to have to say no. You can use them for identification. That's fine. There's no law against that. There's not even a law against creating passports. But the the rules that these countries have is that they're not going to accept passports from a non-competent authorized issuing government. Okay, now that doesn't mean that you can't formulate yourself to be one. So, like I said, the devil's in the details. But in general, just making one is not going to allow you to just go out willy-nilly and use this anywhere. Some places will take them because they recognize you have a sovereign ability to, even though I hate the word, not a sovereign citizen. I'm just saying the ability, meaning you can do what you want. These other countries are like, hey, you can do whatever you want. You as a person, can do what you want. And they will take them. But that was yesterday. It may not be today, and it may not be tomorrow, or it might be tomorrow. But they don't have to. So identification-wise, yes, you can create your own. But even still yet, some of these places want it recognized, which is why if you do, you create your own affidavit of identification, or you can get one from blacksite32.com on the U.S. Nationals page, and you get it notarized, like they tell us to do if you're using your own documents, and abide by the general rules in this case, okay? Because you're dealing with the big boys on the block. And if you're going to be traveling, you don't want to get stuck in some country that ain't your country, okay? They can, if they want, depending on what's going on, if you're just a individual sovereign person, let's just say, hypothetically, not that I am, you go over there, and as far as they're concerned, you're stateless. Okay? And even if you have your own state, like me with my own micronation, well, I can't enforce me not being over, being over there. They got the power. They're carrying the bigger stick. So that's one of the benefits to at least being in the United States of America, or having your own home nation back you with that passport, is they have. That's why they're called a passport. These are treaties that they have in place with other countries that, and presenting these materials, don't mess with our people, and we can come and get them if we have to, and we'll do the same for you. So that being said, guys, that's about it for the video. I got one more to make today, and then I'm out for a hot minute. Got lots of projects to do, including the Black TARDIS, or also known as Black Site 32, and some other neat things I'm working on. So, I do have a number of books. Maybe I'll show you guys in another video what they are, but got lots of information coming for you, so stay tuned to this channel. Hit that bell, like, subscribe. Don't forget to check out Black Site 32 and the Badwolf Media channel. I will talk to you guys later. Take care for now.